Certainly, slavery will go down as one of the greatest evils to have blighted the annals of history. There is no doubt that it will continue to sear the consciences of humans from all eras and in all generations. This is considering that all racial groups, all nations, and all religions were involved in slavery at one point or the other. Even now, as we speak, there are still vestiges of slavery all around us. And these will probably be around until the end of time. In this video, we shall look at the shades, the types, and the forms of slavery that were and are still rampant in today's world. The first form of slavery we are going to look at is overt slavery. Overt slavery is when slavery is carried out openly and proudly. That is, in full glare of all. A time came when people concluded that there was nothing wrong in the deliberate buying and selling of fellow humans as slaves with all that it involved. Overt slavery was a near continuous element of all cultures through much of the history of the world. The second form of slavery we're going to see is covert slavery. Covert slavery is when slave trade goes underground and diversified into a variety of new and less visible channels. This happened a lot in the past when the trade first became illegal. In modern times, such evasive tactics employed in covert slavery have become even more sophisticated. It takes a lot of surveillance and deliberate clampdown to stamp out the practice. The third form of slavery is modern slavery. This will generally involve human trafficking, forced labor, domestic servitude, and sexual exploitation. Usually, modern slavery is covert, and the victims often tend to be controlled and hidden away. Modern slavery is generally a consequence of poverty, limited opportunities, lack of education, unstable social and political conditions, economic imbalances, and war. The fourth form of slavery is emotional slavery. Emotional slavery is when we hold ourselves responsible for the feelings of others as we strive to keep everyone happy. In such situations, we respond to the needs of others out of shame, guilt, or fear. When we do this, we become slaves to such shame, guilt, and fear. Number 5, the fifth form of slavery is intellectual slavery. This is a form of mind control whereby people's thoughts are hardened and taken in a certain direction. This absolutely controls what is comprehensible or studied by an individual or a gathering of individuals using power dimensions. As an example, in some countries of the world, the study of history is banned. It is about restricting what the citizens can know and how to know it. The sixth form of slavery is religious slavery. When it comes to religious slavery, it is when members of a religion are trapped and enslaved by the rituals of their religion. These adherents believe that their sheepish submission to such rituals is the gateway to their salvation. The seventh form of slavery is cultural slavery. Cultural slavery is when, for example, a culture dictates that you are only good for one thing, that is, selling your body. It also makes it clear to you that there is no one to rescue you from harassment and assault. In such a situation, you are subject to traditions that leave you trapped in poverty, depression, anxiety, and health problems that cause you to believe that there is no hope. The eighth form of slavery is spiritual slavery. This is when your spirit is a slave to a higher spirit, but this higher spirit is also vicious and a wicked spirit who is ready to control you, use your spirit for all sorts of things, and generally afflict your life. We have seen people whose spirits were used as horses that other stronger but vicious spirits rode to their nocturnal meetings. It is such situations that Christ refers to when he states in the Gospel of John chapter 10 verse 10, the verse states, "The thief comes only in order to steal and kill and destroy. I came that they may have and enjoy life and have it in abundance. That is, to the full, till it overflows. The ninth form of slavery is psychological slavery. Psychological slavery happens, for example, in many contemporary families where abuse victims, feeling hopeless, develop positive feelings toward their abuser or controller. Such victims rationalize to accept such behavior and react negatively to family or friends who try to rescue them. Such people have difficulty freeing themselves from this emotional trap. They are psychological slaves. This is often referred to as Stockholm Syndrome. The 10th form of slavery is industrial slavery. In the early days, industrial slaves were usually the property of a company. These slaves often worked in cotton gins and mills, sawmills, steamboats, railroads, coal, and gold mines. However, due to the rule of law in modern societies, it has become increasingly difficult to perpetrate industrial slavery in these societies. What happened next was that industrial slavery was exported to less developed, less enlightened societies around the world. Many such societies are found in the third world, where, in many cases, workers are paid starvation wages. The clothes you wear could be part of the problem. For example, about 20% of the world's global cotton production is linked to forced labor in certain parts of the world. This simply means that almost every high street garment company could be tainted with workers who are paid a pittance. The 11th form of political slavery is that for centuries and decades, certain countries operated as political overlords to several other countries. In such situations, the subordinate countries were at the beck and call of their political overlords. Also, their peoples and resources were often plundered by such political overlords. In most cases, the countries being lorded over and their citizens often consider themselves to be second-class citizens or slaves to their political overlords. However, in recent times, some of these countries have been breaking the chains of their political overlords. The 12th and final form of slavery is technological slavery. In the search for technological nirvana, it is not impossible for people to become enslaved by technology. Just as one can become a slave to technology, technology can also be used to enslave others. One can think of a host of things that technology has been used for in recent times. These are things like high-powered monitoring, space control, and other spying activities. Problems can arise, however, when such technology is used without strict rules or standards. There are things like spy planes, satellites, drones, and other modern technology. Then there is AI. A time may eventually come when humans begin to live at the mercy of these things. We have come to the end of the video.